Hi guys, welcome back to TedRedwood Gaming. I'm Ed. Today is whatever episode it is, but it's episode 2 of the Tortuga Tactical. You'll see the episode in the little picture, and it'll be on the description. You know what it is. So yes, as it's the Tortuga Tactical, or Tortuga, I'll get there eventually, we get to throw the hat, rather unceremoniously, and have a look to see how things are going. So the last actual episode of the Tortuga Pirates, how to FM, I wish I knew how to FM people. How to Pirate FM 2018, we played America Haiti in the second leg of the playoffs. So it's literally the last game we played, but it was just over 2 months ago now, and a lot has changed. So firstly, we'll look at something like our finances. We are plus 30k, so it was speculate to accumulate, very much so in fact. Where we did sign some players at the start of the season. None of them seem to have really worked out, unfortunately. And we are paying a few £100 in wages. The staff wages are just insane though. I did question them previously, but this is over the course of a month. We're spending sort of £7 or so. So yeah, that wasn't great planning on my part. But in regards to the balance, so a lot of that is made up of what's happened this month. So a bit of TV revenue, fundraising's hardly happened. To be fair, we haven't had any game. This is our first game back. But if we look at previous months, for example, or over the season, so yeah, last month we got a new sponsorship package. I can only guess that will happen every half season. At least I hope so. That'd be quite nice. That'd be crazy. But then other teams will be quite good. But as we know, the AI for the computer isn't quite as intuitive as the humans, I don't think. So I don't think they'll use their ability to get 50k or so every 6 months that well. We should have also had prize money. Well, that probably would have been the previous month. Where is prize money? Here it is this season. Yeah, got 22k, which you would have seen. Other 17k, sure. Fundraising was way more than it had any right to be, and I love it. TV rights, of course, so that's pretty consistent month over month. So this is where we're making the money back, and it's just as well because we've gone on a bit of a spree. So yeah, in the last episode, I did discuss briefly what I did in regards to in regards to signing players. It's expanded quite a bit more since then. So if we look at our transfer history, we have had a few come in now, a load come in now. So you'd have last seen, I think, Matagawa, because we had 5 coming in on a freebie. So we've had another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've lost count of where I was. I think that's 5, and then 2 who had a club previously in a different nationalities and aren't regens, which upsets me. I love the regens. Yeah, they've come in. We lost a load of players at the start of the transfer window. So we're replacing them. We're replacing with loads of young Japanese players. I hopefully did the intro for the last episode, so you know there's Japanese players coming in. So I'll just go through the ones that are in the first team quick. We'll look at future transfers quickly. Yeah, so because they can't come in before they're 18, I think they can come in at any point in the season because they're free transfers. Yeah, they can. Transfer windows don't seem to count, but they have to be 18. So we've even got one arriving tomorrow, then one the day after, one at the end of August, 6 in September, 6 or so in October. It's crazy. It's just going to be constant for the next sort of year and a half, basically. We've got some into July 2019. We're picking up 2 players. And this is, in fact, I'll just click that guy, for example. So Fabrice Service, Congolese, 16-year-old, was 16, like a month ago in game. So he can't join before he's 18. So yeah, in 2 years' time, he'll join. He's a centre-back. Everyone's on trial. So I'll show you what I do, and hopefully it'll give you some idea of what on earth has happened. But firstly, I did actually promise that I would show you all these new recruits who are sitting in the first team at the moment. So the lowest ones we have in terms of potential, in fact, we'll cover the 2 that have joined that aren't regen. So this guy, Shamroy Thompson, I'll pick out a few examples of what has gone right and what hasn't gone right. He's one that hasn't gone right. I'll show you the actual scouting method first, shall I? Welcome to the scouting method. I've just gone on Shamroy Thompson's country, the British Virgin Isles. I did start in the under-18s, but I'll show you what I did for the senior teams. I basically went through, I've filtered by age. I've gone for the youngest ones, and if they were without a club, or a couple with a club, I managed to get like these guys. If they were on just non-contracts and were quite young, I thought I'd give them a whirl. Literally just click through. So this is what I spend so much time doing. This guy's at St. Pauli and he's 18, so he's going to be real, unfortunately. But this is effectively what I spent maybe 2 or 3 hours doing is just flicking through like this of all the teams in the area. So at the moment we're in North America, and there's not an awful lot showing up that we could possibly get. I mean, Antigua and Barbuda, I mean, that's a good attempt. I think that was right. So he doesn't want to talk to me, for example, but I would go in and manually select these guys if there were only a couple of them. This guy, for example, Aruba, Eric Bergen, striker, I can't offer him a contract. I might be able to get him in for free, for example. So let's try that actually, see if they fancy it. So you might see that after the game that we might be able to talk terms with him, but he might not actually want to come in. So this is what I've done for pretty much everybody. And then, yeah, I've done that for everyone. And if they don't have a club, normally they will talk to me. Let's pick out this guy as an example and see if he's got a cap for Bermuda, so it could be ambitious, but we'll see. So he doesn't want to talk. And that's kind of just what we've done, really. Just all completely horrible and manual. And then once I've done that, it's down into the under-20s. And this is where things got a little more interesting, because all of a sudden there were more players without teams. I think because they've been international competitions, they forced them to appear. There you go, this is a good example. This guy would not talk to me before. So centre-back, Costa Rican, 17 years old. He'll join in March 2018. That's my method of a trial, because if I offer him a trial, they will not come on trial. They'll absolutely refuse. Oh, he's already going somewhere else. So what I'm doing is getting him in on non-contract. I can release them if they're terrible. If they're great, I then sign them up immediately to a contract. This has worked especially well in the Japanese market for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. In fact, none of them are with me still, which is kind of strange. I've still got a load of players. Have they replaced their whole under-18 squad or under-19 squad because I signed them up and they don't like it? So I'm gonna be here a while. This is what I do. Like, this is what I spent so long doing. You just go in, simple as that. Right now, I'm not fussed about the bonuses. So this guy wants 110 as appearance fee. Wow, he hopefully is really good then. 20 as unused substitute. Anyone with a club probably won't talk to me if I can even sign them. So I'll come back to you in a minute once I've done this with every single player here, but the crux of it is 150. Wow, some of these guys better be awesome. The crux of it is that it doesn't cause me any issues to do this. It's just a time-related thing, but a load of them have such good potential that it's worth doing. So heavily recommend, if you're doing a weird save in a weird league, I would definitely look at doing this, because I'm in Haiti and I would not be able to tell you what our reputation is. Oh, so many of these guys have accepted contract offers already, and they're willing to talk. Yeah, long story short, I spent way too long talking about this. I better cut it if this is still going on. So that's all the contracts offered to those guys. I don't think there's going to be any. Oh, they've all moved up to the under-23 squad. That's why. Wow, we got some under-23s. So there's a couple more to pick out here. Oh, just the one, thankfully. So yes, in my opinion, that works, and it works really well. So yeah, again, heavily recommend doing that. So I'd say that Shamroy Thompson, maybe not necessarily a misfire, 2-star current, 3.5-star potential, for example. So he is not suited to the current division at 2 stars, and compared to the other players we've brought in, he definitely isn't. So a non-regen from Singapore. So this is the one issue, you're going to struggle with their names. Saifullah Akbar, striker, poacher, looks fine. We'll do as an absolute backup. I probably will never play him personally because I prefer regens. It's just me. I think you met this guy, for example. So I keep saying for example, but we've now got 9 Japanese players in the first team. There probably should be another one somewhere as well, but I'll have a quick look for that. So yeah, the reserves. Crazy. So yeah, I did that for all of Asia, North America and Africa. I didn't do it for Australasia or Europe. Is it Australasia? Oceania. Sorry everyone from that area. Maybe I should, but I mean, we've already got, I mean, I will select how many players that is in a minute. We've got an 18-year-old Ecuadorian. Yeah, he joined as well. Again, another non-regen. I thought, Ecuador, he's going to be great. Nah, not really. So let's select everyone that's on trial currently and see how many people that is. And moment of truth, 80. We've got 80 future transfers. And the way it's working, if I select it by potential, I mean, is that... No, I was going to say. So lowest potential we have is... Oh, this confuses me. Let's do it the other way. There's a lot of potential, like potentially really good potential players here. That's why I was at the bottom. Those are the worst ones. Like, look at the best ones. Admittedly, Orlando Galindo's in there, but look at the trials. There's a couple that look like they're 2.5 star already. He's still lacking a couple of bits of information, but you get the gist of it. And it's crazy. It's crazy how good these guys are. But let's have a quick look at the Japanese guys. So we signed up Hiroshi Kumano at right back. Green Arrows as well, because they don't have a club before. So they are loving it. And soon I'm hoping a bit more prize money, maybe even a transfer fee comes our way. And all of a sudden we can get ridiculously good training facilities and just dominate the area. Which is just as well, because I don't want to be doing this challenge until FM19. And we will be at this rate if we can't. I want to... ridiculously, the end goal, I think, is the Club World Cup. I haven't really thought it through. I thought North American Champions League and see what you can do. But yeah, I kind of want to win everything. But this guy, again, if you've watched my FC OS series, he's probably not too dissimilar to the sort of players we have there. The ones that don't look great, but they're just solid everywhere. He's got good stamina. He's got some pretty good physicals apart from jumping reach. But he is 162 centimetres. I don't know what that is, like 5 foot or something. It's crazy. He's got okay tackling, fine technique, marking's fine, passing alone. First touch is good though. Positioning, teamwork, good and improving. Determination's fine. Fairly professional. Most of them are balanced, but he's an example of most of our players. Obviously, you've met Takuto Yuki, who is just disgusting. I love that guy. Suganuma, you may have met last time, but very much the same. 2-star, current 5-star potential. Nagayoshi, you definitely met, but just an example of what you can do in these areas. And as you can see, all these guys now, I didn't push it completely because I was terrified of someone coming in and stealing them, but I was getting them on non-contracts on appearance fees of like 40 or so with an unused substitute fee, goal fee, whatever, clean sheet. And I've now put them on, if you have a look, like £25 a week. And these guys are going to be playing anyway. So to me, I'm not losing anything. The only thing I'll have to watch out for is when I start signing up all the other guys that come in, all the 80 other players that come in, I can't give them all a contract, because if I had 80 players at 1,600 a week, all of a sudden our wage bill, I mean, that's not that bad. It's still well below what we're meant to be paying. Maybe we will, but just something to watch out for in the future if we're not earning money. So I keep refiltering this. I've got no idea what's going on. Yuki Sato, you may have met. Again, another centre mid, 2-star current, 5-star potential. Matagara, I think you did meet. He's just come in. He's possibly the pick of all of them, but he hasn't proved it just yet. He's only played one game. And then Takashi Uhara, 3.5-star current, 5-star potential. Strength could do with a bit of help. I mean, for a centre-back, he's pathetic. I didn't really notice that. But at this level, I don't think it's that bad. And he might grow a little bit, probably not, but I don't think it's that important at this level. And obviously we've got Hiroki Sawada, who's been here a few games, and he might get replaced, we'll see. I haven't actually gone through the team for today. Our finances aren't amazing, but 30k, we're in the positive. Can we ask for better training facilities? What do you reckon? Help our players reach their... No, okay. So that's sort of the state of things. Obviously Dynamics is a bit crazy because we've got 1 million players, but it's not too bad. If you actually look at the amount of players in the first team, it's really not that bad. Go on the squad screen. Because we did have a load of players leave, let's filter this by position again. Because we had loads of players leave, it's actually kind of evened out. We've signed a ton of players, but they're just not ready yet. Other things behind the scenes, there's been no staff movements. Scouting, I've just very much left to the scouts, and we can only do high ET anyway. I could probably move some wage budget into transfer budget, and then do some more scouting, but I don't see the need. I'm happy to just go through and do that myself and suffer. I still don't know when we get our youth through, but I'm hoping we get them through at some point and they're okay, because we will need to think about homegrown stuff eventually. I think for Champions League, if we ever get there, bear in mind we've got to beat Don Bosco first. But as far as I'm aware, we don't have any rules about... No rules about homegrown in the league, so the league will just dominate with whoever, and then I guess Champions League will just be terrible for a while if we get there. But yeah, let's have a look at the team and then maybe get into the game. Here's a good example. So we got the 0 offer accepted for the 16-year-old Aruban player, but he doesn't want to talk to us. We did actually sign up. There are some current internationals in our side. I don't know if it's coming up at the top there. Thompson on international duty. A few days ago it said 32 players on international duty, which is absolutely crazy if you think of who we are. It's ridiculous. And I think it'll work out. I did want to build everything from... Oh, there you go. Here comes a player. I did want to build everything from our youth academy, but I think this just gives us the boost at the start, and then we'll see how it goes. So, Nelly Furtado signs up. 2.5-star current. Ask Galindo to welcome, and we'll have a look. And this is in action. This is what I would have seen. I don't think I should be handed this responsibility. I'm pretty sure you're the captain. I've not seen this before. Takuto Yuki is the right person for this task. I mean, I'm just going to leave it then because I'm too lazy. Nelly Furtado, striker, Cape Verdean. 2.5-star current, 5-star potential. Got some good physical, some good speed on him as well. Finishing's fine. First touch is good. Dribbling's fine. Concentration and composure could do with a little help. Anticipation is okay. Off the ball's okay. He's going to end up being just pretty good, to be honest. I'm happy with that. This guy is under bid from various people, but I'm not bothered. So that's kind of it, really. Yeah, crazy what's happened with this side all of a sudden. But we do need a do we need a goalie? I'm going to risk not putting a goalie on the bench. And actually I need to put that guy into the senior squad. This is the other thing you need to remember when they come in, is they all want to go into the reserve squad because they're 2.5-star. I guess this is the thing. I'm basing them all on Takuto Yuki, who has been superb since he's come in, but they're not all going to play that well at the levels they're at. Although he has improved. I swear he was 2.5-star when he came in. He's now 3.5-star. So if they all improve that quickly, we're in for a right treat. On the bench, Akbar probably come off. Admiral Akbar. It was a trap. I'm sorry you fell for it. You're never playing football ever again. I mean, some of these guys like Tilmay Wilson must be wondering what on earth has happened. Like record signings, and he's just not going to play. But no, I'm not that bothered. So this is the team. Actually, I'll cover the tactic first. So you would have seen me playing 4-4-2 previously on the last tactical episode. You've seen me with this formation during the actual episodes, though. It's exactly the same sort of back 6. So goalkeeper, back 4, middle 2. That's 7, but you know what I mean. Right mid's the same as well, but all I've done is move the centre mid back. So Horat is a defensive mid there, but we'll see what comes through in terms of. So Yuki Sato will probably start at some point, or someone similar. We've got options now, so we'll see what happens. It might develop over time, but at the moment we're just sticking our strongest guy in defensive mid there. It just works quite nicely with the centre mid on attack, as I've done for my OS save. Wilson is back from injury and sits in the advanced left midfield position, or left winger. I did have him as left midfielder before, but he just wasn't really doing that much going forwards, as much as 7.49 would indicate otherwise, but I think I'd already changed his role by the time he got injured. It doesn't make him not track back, so I don't see why I wouldn't do that when he just seems more of a threat, especially when we got a deep line forward on support who does drop into the hole, which is nice. Have I got any player instructions on you? Roam from position, more direct passes. Might remove that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So generally these are the sort of instructions I go for. So roam from position in this role, just to try and get him to drop a bit deeper or into the wings, because then Wilson can cut in. And then Yuki is just advance forward, close down much more. It just works quite nicely. I haven't changed any team instructions or any more player instructions. There's still a heap of them on the fullbacks who are just solid more than anything else. But yeah, a load of those guys signed up to the end of 2019. The rest of them 2018, but there's nothing I can do about it right now, unfortunately. So let's give some numbers out. Nelly Furtado wants number 9, so that's fine. That rhymed. I should be Nelly Furtado. I never know what the difference is between Nelly and Nelly Furtado, so I do apologise. So yeah, we get into the game against Racing FC. I cannot remember what we did last time against them. We're the underdogs, apparently. So there's that. What I do need to turn it onto 2D. I'm not going to do comprehensive this time because that was just grief. 2D. We'll do extended. And we will check to see how we did against them last time. So we won 4-3. Of course we did. I remember that. That was the one that was lost, unfortunately. Lost to the shoddy camera work. In fact, I should double check that now. I've had a fresh haircut recently, not that you can tell, it just looks the same as always. But yeah, we'll do extended highlights, just hopefully see our players in the right position. and just see what we can do. But you can see it still looks like a 4-4-2, just Horat is dropping a little bit deeper to cover the fact that we have got so many forward-thinking players, which especially helps on that left-hand side of the midfield when our left winger just is higher up. So I quite like him. I don't really envisage removing Horat at this stage, but it depends on what players come through, because obviously I've just signed all of them blind without being able to see any attributes, so they might be good, they might not. There's some good support there. If you look, we still have 3 players hanging a bit further back ready to pick up any kind of clearance, and then we still had a couple of defenders back as well. So I think we probably are now one of the strongest teams in the division. I'd like to think we are stronger than Don Bosco, but I don't know. Oh, it's nice that of course, it's the opening game of the clôture season. Where is that free kick? Oh, it's up there. So let's see how we defend this. I haven't set up set pieces or anything. I probably need to now look at doing training myself, because we've got a load of players that now need training. I don't really trust my assistant at this level. And after saying we're one of the strongest teams, they go 1-0 up, so that's good. Our 44-year-old keeper letting us down a little bit there. We do have a couple of keepers coming in, I just can't remember when. And I'm not going to hold out for them. If I need to sign a new keeper, I just do. We've got a pretty good line there, but just... Are you the right... No, you're probably the right back, aren't you? Yeah, Kumano. Whoever this guy is. Show me. Jean-Baptiste, the right mid. Didn't really close down with much vigour or intention there, which is a shame. But so far it's been one highlight each, so it's kind of hard to judge. Our positioning looked pretty good when we had our chance, so it's not something I'd look to change at this point just yet. Even then, if you've seen any of my work before, you know all I do is just go attacking, close down and push higher up. It's just all I know how to do. Really deep throw in. I'm not enjoying the positioning there, because we've got a couple guys in the middle who are trying to avoid our defenders. But this is where Wellington comes into his own a bit, normally running at players, which he decided not to do there, so I look like a mug. But Yuki has been put through. Is he number 89? I don't know what number he is. I thought I gave him number 45, but he's clearly just done whatever the hell he wants to do, which is a shame. But yeah, enjoying it. I am enjoying it. It's different to do these episodes as well, because the other episodes are so edited. I quite like the editing. I've got a couple to, in fact. Is it a couple? I think there's only one to do. That'll be this one and whatever one I do next. But I've looked at a load more royalty-free music today, for example. I've looked at how to do kits and logos, so that should all be coming in hopefully soon. So hopefully it won't get too boring. It'll just be different. I've got a Twitter notification. That's nice. Good on me. Good on me on Twitter. We go in 1-0 down. We've had 5 shots there. 1, we've dominated possession. I'm going to get angry, even though apparently we weren't favourites. And this is the point where I do the Redwood push. I've had to edit that because I use my actual name, which I don't particularly mind, because there'll be people out there who can easily figure this out, and I don't particularly mind that, but let's just, pretend there's an illusion for a little bit. But looking at the possession, like all the stats even, so passes completed, we've got 73% to their 58. We are dominating possession, obviously. My chair's creaking yet again because I'm a fatso. So I do think we're just playing the right way. It might just be because all our players have a lack of match experience. That too. There's a load of them who haven't played before. Match fitness. I'm not sure why the assistant didn't do any friendlies. I probably should have noticed that and then set them up myself, but I didn't. So yeah, they're all on like 60-odd%, 58, 60% match sharpness, which is not really what you want. And with 60 minutes gone, there's a highlight coming in from the left-hand side. Pauline Jean on the left. Walson, Yuki doesn't quite get it, and Horat just absolutely canes it wide. They make a sub while we've not actually got the ball off the pitch. That's good. So Yuki Sato can come on. I'm going to bring him on for Horat because I don't necessarily think we need that deeper midfielder at this stage. They're not threatening us. Any other changes we can make? In fact, you could be quite nice on this side. Should I check what foot they are? That'd be a clever thing to do. So you're right only. You're a realist as well. Ooh. And you're just right full stop. 162 centimetres, 183. At least you can do stuff. Let's put you here. I'm going to put you as a stopper, just so you hopefully cover that sentiment on attack a little more. And Nelly Furtado can come on for Matagawa. And we'll switch those back around because Yuki he came in and played the deep line forward role, and as much as we don't seem to sign anyone who can play that role, for whatever reason Yuki was really good in it, so let's just put him back. And the 4-4-2 is looking fine. We're spreading play quite nicely. We've got a couple options behind, as well as movement in the right places there. It sort of turns into a bit of a 4-3-3 at points. Is that a penalty? I think that's an outrageous decision to give a penalty for that. Oh, we're not even going to get the option to change it, so that's nice. So Takuto Yuki does step up, and it's saved. Oh boy, I don't know why we didn't get the option. In the 3D match engine, you get the option to change the penalty taker, so why didn't I get it there? I should just sort out set pieces really, shouldn't I? That's a TedRedwood recommendation. I need to stop saying my name, jeez. We're absolutely dominating him, but we just can't really find a way through. Do I go overload this early? It's tempting. We've looked like we could get something though. We've got 3 away fans as well. That is awesome. I'm going to leave it a few more minutes. I'm going to wait till about 75th minute. And then if nothing's doing, it's overload time. Furtado free kick from deep. Header out. Does find its way out. We've got 4 players back, and that's good. I like having 4 players back, but not that deep. But Furtado does pick up the second ball. There's a FIFA goal on, but Nelly Furtado scores a goal on his debut. And it's just something about this sort of formation. I guess for the most part it's a 4-4-2, and it is for us as well. I keep talking about it like it's the newest, most suave formation ever. He is onside because their left back slow getting out. There's so much support coming in, as well as wide support and defensive solidity back there as well. Like, I don't mind the players going forward like that. We just seem to be striking the perfect balance. In fact, you might see it again here. Sawada actually steps in and intercepts, which is nice because I've not managed to get... I mean, that's one example. I'm not going to change it. I've not managed to get stoppers or cover to work. As soon as I changed it to 2 centre-backs on defend in my old series, everything just worked out. And hoping for the same now. Pauline Jean does get forward. Terrible header. In fact, that's not a header at all. Nelly Furtado does nothing as well. I should have sung some Nelly Furtado stuff as soon as he scored, but I can't say I have any idea about any Nelly Furtado songs. I probably would know one if you played me one. I'm that kind of guy. Big clearance. And again, because we sort of invite some pressure deep as well, like I said before, if we get pressed deep, the long ball is on and we just seem to be quite quick to react to it because we're on play it safe for the most part. So we can either work our way up the pitch or just smash it. That ball from Menard is not common. That's not something I see very much in our general play. So I'm quite pleased with how it works. I don't know how it works against really big sides. Against Don Bosco smashed us, but it might be a different story this time around. But Wellington does 2 men, including one of them twice. Sato moves into the box. Hanagoyomi to Jean-Baptiste, puts it just wide. This is an absolute domination, if you look at it. But can we actually get the killer goal? And look at how deep the defence drop. It leaves a nice gap here for the 2 centre mids as well. I'm actually considering moving Horat further up, or just having our 2 Japanese guys in the middle there. We're basically just a Japanese team now. I'd say if we... Ooh, just over the bar. If we get a highlight from that, a decent highlight, it's down to individuals more than anything else, because if you saw, we only had 1 guy on for Nelly Furtado, and that was Takuto Yuki. I'll get there eventually. Although, I thought we were going to get something there. So the movement wasn't great, and you do see that a bit more with players at this level. The movement isn't superb, but then the defender's movement isn't superb as well, so it's probably give or take, whatever you want to say. Can we get the second ball, third ball, fourth ball, whatever ball it is? Right, there are 5 minutes to go. I'm going to go overload. I haven't really done overload in this year's FM. Well, not successfully, but we'll see how this goes. But we're not being closed down. I do think that's a mistake by other teams if they are going to do that, because we've just got the quality now. He says as Wellington just skews it wide when he had about 3 players on in the box. I'm positive though, it's not good, because I think the only way to win one of these leagues is to win every game and just hope your goal difference is better than Don Bosco. But it's fine. at the end of the day, we'll get to the end of the season and have to play one of these playoff things anyway, so what's the point? I assume if we win both division things, then it doesn't matter. I don't know how it's going to work. I guess we'll see. But I will say that was unlucky. I think that was quite good, to be honest. I don't know about you guys. So yeah, 1-1 draw. Why Yuki wanted that penalty, I don't really know. Penalty taking 6. Yeah, I really need to sort that out. That was my own fault. Nelly Furtado makes debut. Let's just do it now. Nelly Furtado. Fantastic. And we'll send the assistant because I'm a monster. So that's kind of just what's going on with the save outside of the regular pirate music and wearing a pirate hat and hopefully making a few pirate puns along the way. What I want to see is this new player come in. 3 in the inbox. Saiful Jalil joins, and there you go, misfire. Regen, Singapore, 2.5 star potential ability. I'm going to just let him sit in the reserves, I think. I assume, do they get money if they play reserve football? I don't think they do, so I'm going to leave that. And then we got this guy joining. Yeah, we've now got a load of Japanese players joining at some point, including goalkeepers. So when you sign them and they can't yet join, all of a sudden they will accept trials. Not that you saw them not accept a trial, but I assure you they will not accept a trial, some of them. It's always worth looking at the offer a contract now. I do just want to see if there's an 18-year-old joining here, so we can judge them all together. But yeah, trials. And then what I normally do, which I've completely forgotten to do, is I should now be able to see, as soon as you click off a trial until they arrive, you should be able to see some attributes. So all of a sudden you get an idea of how good they might end up being. So I've got a keeper that could be pretty decent at some point by the looks of things. Sugimoto, midfielder, defensive mid, so we should be able to carry on playing that formation. Hayashi, 5-star potential, centre back, 163 centimetres. Stop being so short. I mean, it is my own fault. Another centre mid. I'm falling over my words even now. So yeah, as you can see, I literally just pressed that offer trial button. As soon as you do that, you can see their stuff. He looks like he's going to be quite good. Luis Montoya does not sound very Japanese. Maybe he's not Japanese. Maybe he's somewhere else. Yeah, exciting. And here's the example that, oh, you can see a couple things now I've signed him, but let's allow the trial. But at that point, I should be able to learn which way the scroll is. Yeah, 4-star potential, potentially 4-star potential as well. This guy's 18, so I'll judge him and I'll end the episode. So he's 1.5 star current, he's a centre back, 168 centimetres, 4.5 star potential. Straight into the senior squad you go, my friend. So I'll next see you in a regular episode of How to Pirate FM18. It's going to be Don Bosco, just to see where we are against them. It's our only chance of finishing top of the league as well, so we'll see. Next tactical one, I guess it depends on how the rest of the season goes. If we get a youth intake, I hope we do, because I did start in 2016 in the hope we'd get a youth intake, but I guess we'll see. But if you've enjoyed that, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you very soon for a more piratey episode of How to Pirate FM18. Cheers.